You are listening to the Free Spirit Astrology Podcast. Welcome to the Free Spirit Astrology Podcast. I am your host, Brandy Williams, and this will be a week of conflicted energy. We probably are already feeling it. I just want to give everyone a trigger warning. There will be cuss words in this episode. So if you don't want to hear any, you might want to exit at this time. And for the rest of us, let's talk about the potential bullshit that could be happening this week. Okay. Monday, November 25th, Mercury stationed retrograde, where it will be retrograde until December 15th. Mercury retrogrades get a bad rep. Mercury retrogrades are not always bad. They just slow us down a little bit, but everybody's always blaming Mercury retrograde for stuff. So this retrograde is happening at 8:42 p.m. Central Time at 22 degrees of Sagittarius in your birth chart. So wherever you have 22 degrees of the fire signs or air signs, you will probably more than likely feel this energy more than others, especially if you have planets in the sign of Sagittarius. So it's a good time to get out your birth chart, pause, get you something to drink, get your pen and paper and write some notes because we're going to need to journal on some of this week. So Sagittarius is the energy that loves to be on a big quest. Sag wants to explore and ponder the big ideas and questions of life. And Mercury is the planet of the mind, represented by the messenger Greek god Hermes from Mount Olympus. If you are up on your Greek mythology, Mercury communicates whatever the signature of the zodiac sign he's in. So when Mercury is in Capricorn, it talks and communicates with the signature of Capricorn, all the things. So, Mercury in Sagittarius likes to tell big stories, chase big dreams, trying to do big things. Meanwhile, not trying to be tied down by the step by step details of anything, the minutia. He doesn't have a plan because Sagittarius is always chasing the Holy Grail and always looking at the bigger picture. So he has the eagle's eye, the philosopher's mind, always trying to figure out what everything means and how it works together. And this really annoys Mercury because Mercury in Sagittarius doesn't get to pay attention to the details like the planet Mercury really likes to do. But Mercury has questions. Mercury is like, I'm not trying to ride or die. Where we going? Do we have to die for the Holy Grail? Where's the itinerary? I need the details. I need clarity. So there's a little conflict, which is why we say Mercury is in detriment when he's in Sagittarius because he's very strong in Gemini, which is his opposite sign. And so we discussed last week that Mercury in Sagittarius and Jupiter retrograde in Gemini are in opposition. They're in each other's houses, which is what astrologers call a mutual reception. So they're swapped and neither of them are strong. They're both retrograde. So conversations and talk is a little it's not sober, but they are helping each other out because they are in this mutual reception. So they can kind of, just do a little back and forth and tell each other like how to navigate through these unknowns, if you will. So anytime we have a personal planet in retrograde, all planets, but definitely with the personal planets, it's really affecting our day to day lives and our immediate environment, like Mercury. We are going to be in a process of reflection, redirection, and reevaluation of something. Mercury retrograde is moving really slow. So the messages in our brains and in our minds are coming in slower than normal, which can be really frustrating. I don't know if you feel like this, but I definitely do. It feels like I have a brain full of static and confusion, a lot of brain fog. I'm kind of like having a lot of energy, but also very fatigued. And that's because a part of us wants to go slow and pause because we're reflecting and redoing something possibly, but another part of us wants to forge ahead, get on the quest, execute. I want to do the thing. I want to start the thing. I'm ready to go. And so, with this particular retrograde being in Sagittarius, how we thought we were going forward in one direction could be coming to a stop, causing us to go in another direction. And we really want to honor that pause and that pivot because if we resist that pause and try to go ahead, we're definitely going to run into some mistakes. We're going to have to redo something and we're going to lead ourselves into bigger problems. So we definitely want to just wait and pause. And wherever wherever we have that 22 degrees of Sagittarius in our chart, which everybody has it, even if you don't have a planet or a point there, we are slowing down, reflecting, reviewing, and revising something. So, for instance, I have Sagittarius in my first house of my own identity, of my body, of how I present myself to the world. There are some things that I'm going to want to slow down and relook at or redo. Maybe even this podcast, but y'all gonna get it like it is today because it's Mercury retrograde. So y'all gonna work with me. So we're also being encouraged to relax, remain open and curious. Retrogrades have all the rewords: redo, reassist, reevaluate, all the things. Y'all get it. Mercury retrograde can also cause travel delays, traffic accidents, tech issues. So we want to expect delays. We want to make sure our flight is scheduled and that we have the right time. We want to check our alarms, or just make sure all the things are working. So check something twice because those things are likely to happen when Mercury is in retrograde because Mercury deals with travel and tech and all the things like that. And so it also tends to slow down the dynamic of communication. We can expect some problems this week being misunderstood, someone trying to suck you into some sort of conflict. Sagittarius energy can be blunt, can be judgmental. Sagittarius is telling like it is. They don't really care about your feelings. So we might be in the presence of someone talking shit this week, making offensive jokes, saying offhanded things. We already have this political environment that's a little tense. So we might hear some things like that that could really have us feeling offended. Somebody could be speaking offensively to us, just being real short sighted on certain topics. Someone could also be hopping on their pedestal this week, preaching, teaching, criticizing, and judging others. Or maybe we are the ones with the white wig and the gavel, judging and criticizing others. You want to, do a little self reflection. Is it you? Is it you, George Washington, that you got on the wig? Okay. During this holiday season, we may feel a little different than we usually do. We may not want to do this traditional get together. We may not feel like being in community with other people, family, friends, what have you. Or we could just not have the capacity to cook our normal dish or host or do all the things and go all the places that we've been invited to. And so as a result, we could feel really indecisive and conflicted about a lot of things this week. So this year, we could be trying to determine what we want to do and asking ourselves, can we have at least one year where the holiday doesn't suck the life out of us? Some of us ain't got it in us this year to please, appease, and smile through any type of dread. Mercury retrogrades in a trine with Saturn and Pisces. And so this is really bringing us some sort of clarity. We could be on the fence about something, indecisive, trying to make a decision. By Wednesday, we will possibly have a clear decision on a certain situation. And so this Saturn, who is now direct in Pisces, is asking us, will you choose your own peace this year? If you got to go get that pie from HEB, go ahead and get that pie from HEB or Walmart this year. If you are going to a family member's house, but you know that your social battery is going to die, honor your own wellness to stay for less time. If you don't feel up to leaving the house, can you opt to stay home with the Hallmark channel and ask someone to have a plate sent to you? On the other end of this situation, let's say you are the one hosting and really want all the family to get together. Can we have compassion and understanding if someone can't make good on a commitment this year? Shirley Ann maybe can't make the pie this year. She not feeling good. She not feeling up to it. Can we understand that someone's capacity is not about us? It's not about the family. Sometimes we just don't have it in us. And perhaps somebody really needs to prioritize themselves this year. So let's be mindful of what somebody else is going through. Let's also be mindful of what we're taking on, what we're agreeing to. Be mindful of your guesses during this retrograde season because for the rest of the year, anything done in a people pleasing energy can blow up into a full blown lash out of resentment. Mars in Leo is our planet of assertion and aggression and how we stand up for ourselves and how we are motivated to have courage. That is also in a shadow period. Mars is getting ready to go retrograde December 6th. So we are also feeling lack of motivation to carry some things out. we're feeling a little tired. Mars is in Leo, that's the lion. So that's a very strong Mars placement, but that lion is hanging out in the den right now, just peeping the scene, conserving energy because it's getting ready to go back into Cancer soon. And we're getting ready to be feeling a little salty again, just a little resentful. Right. And some of us can already see how that can really unfold in the next few weeks. So Mars and Leo is also in this trine with our Mercury retrograde. So we're in this fire trine, which can have us feeling like we want to really get up and take action on something. We could really feel like not waiting and not trying to pause. We really want to execute. This is also giving us courage that we could need to choose our own wellness this year. This could also be a recipe for some drama and some steamrolling from others, asserting their wants and desires over our own needs. Or you could just witness that happening with somebody else. You see somebody else, they don't have the capacity. Somebody else is like, what about the family or what have you? This could be in the workplace. This doesn't have to be like a holiday situation, but this could show up in a lot of different dynamics. With Mercury retrograde opposing Jupiter retrograde in Gemini, we can anticipate some big statements being said during this week, big disagreements, some exaggerations. But, dear listener, you have the drop on the energy this week. So you can choose to be above all of the confusion. Don't get sucked into nobody else's shit this year. Instead, observe what's being said to you and how you feel about it and have patience. Have patience with yourself and have patience with others because if you are operating in new energy, there are people who are going to be used to having access to you in a certain way. And this year you could be choosing to give that access to yourself. And so we could understand why somebody could be upset about that. But this year, perhaps you are standing on your nose to others so that you can have a yes for yourself. So we definitely want to have patience. We want to trust what we feel. We want to trust that we are going to do what's right for us. And remember, we don't ever have to set ourselves on fire to keep someone else warm. I know y'all heard that saying before, but it's so true because sometimes we do that. We're not even realizing that that's what's happening. With this fire trine that we have, which is the sun in Sagittarius, Mars in Leo, we got the North Node in Aries. They're all working together and giving us a lot of motivation and enthusiasm. We could feel extremely productive. We could feel motivated to go for what we want, and we could just really want to create it. But there is a call to pause and check the facts and read the fine print. Don't believe the hype. Some things are going to sound too good to be true. Some people are going to come with big promises, but they are not going to have the ability to deliver. So you just want to really wait and see, especially until after December 15th. Just really wait and see, talk about options. But this is really not a good time to sign any contracts or enter into any like big negotiations without really reading over something and really making sure you're going over details with a fine tooth comb. So if you do start something during this time, there is a potential for mistakes, reevaluations, and a do over. So you just want to keep that in mind. Not telling you not to go for it, but really, really just check it out. Really pause and reflect, journal, sleep on it, decide if that's really what's right for you before you execute. Don't jump on a big quest right now because there are going to be problems that are going to be attached to that. So you just want to definitely mind that pause. And then we have on November 28th, on Thanksgiving Day, Venus in Capricorn is going to enter a square to Chiron in Aries. This really deals with our sense of obligation, which is pretty interesting that it's happening on that day, really bringing awareness to how we could be struggling to put ourselves first, how we may not feel worthy to prioritize ourselves over others, and what we have determined is our responsibility. And that could have originated from some sort of wounding earlier on in life. So let's ask ourselves, what am I prioritizing over my own wellness, and am I okay with that? Remember, if that doesn't resonate with you, with anyone who's listening, take what does and leave the rest because everything may not be meant for us personally, but it's definitely meant for someone. So please share this podcast episode with a loved one. Leave a comment or a review. I don't know who's listening, but I would love to know. I see the numbers, I see that you are listening, but I don't know who you are, and I would love to hear from you. I hope everyone has a safe holiday. May your spirit be fed as much as your body this year. Cover yourselves in spiritual protection as you pour into yourself. Let that love pour into others from the overflow. I'm thankful that I get to speak to you. I'm thankful that you are listening and I'm here with you. I'm thankful that you're alive and I'm alive. And I'm just feeling grateful for my family and just everybody, all my friends. So I will see you in the next episode. Have a great rest of your week and bye for now. You are listening to the Free Spirit Astrology Podcast.